Hey, welcome to the Jeremiah Show. Quick programming note. Before you start this episode, I want to encourage you to go and get the new album, Dust to Dust, by a girl named Tom. You can get it at girlnamedtom.com or wherever you buy good music. You to have the album. We're going to listen to it together today on the show. So I want to officially welcome you to the Girl Named Tom's Dust to Dust album listening party. I'm in the living room at Caleb's house with Caleb, Joshua, and Becca, and we've just unwrapped their new album, Dust to Dust. The turntable's warming up. There's a cozy fire burning in the fireplace. The candles are lit, and Becca has just made some killer iced cold GNTs. That's gin and tonics, the official drink of Girl Named Tom. And you have just arrived at the right time. There is nothing like the anticipation that builds up before the release of your favorite artist's new album. I'm holding it right now. I'm taking in the faint, warm plastic scent from the polyvinyl chloride. It's one of the sweetest smells on earth. It's the smell of a new album. You can smell it. Can't you breathe in with me? It smells so good. The cover of this album is so beautifully shot. It's a picture of the three siblings covered in clay and dirt, further proving my theory that Girl Named Tom has never grown up. And I hope they never do. Hi, Caleb, Josh, and Becca. Thanks for inviting me over to listen to Dust with you. And
thanks for being here, Jeremiah. It's always good to chat with you.
Yes, it's been a few months, and I've looked forward to this new conversation that we're going to have. And Caleb, thanks for inviting me over, man. You have a nice house.
Hey, I'm glad you feel comfortable. You're always welcome. Make yourself at home.
Thank you. I will with this G&T. And I think Becca's responsible for that. Josh has been holding binoculars this whole time so far. I think he's looking out the window at birds. He's a little bit of a bird watcher.
That Eastern meadowlark.
Eastern meadowlark coming out for springtime in Nashville. So I wanted to tell you, I haven't put your EP away yet, Wilder Than. I'm still listening to it, and I always hear something new. And then here you guys are with a new full album, and it's just brilliant, I think, Dust to Dust. And I was thinking about the themes of Wilder Than and then Dust to Dust and how they work so well together in their chronological order. It's pretty brilliant. Do you guys feel that way, that it's a brilliant catalog succession?
I mean, yeah. We
when you put it that way, Jeremiah, we do. We do, and we feel really proud of it.
We poured over it for so long, and titles. Caleb kind of wanted it to be Dust with the number 2 Dust, but then that probably would have lost all the intrigue. So
in Wilder Than, the I was supposed to be a number 1 because we kind of had this series in our mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even as we were recording Wilder Than, we had some of these Dust to Dust songs in the back of our mind, or at least the vision of it broadly. So I think that's why it feels brilliant to you. It's a cohesive collection.
Down to the album artwork and yeah.
Well, you guys are great at that. I mean, your branding is so cool. It's like the old days when you had that new vinyl record or that new CD or that new tape, but you were able to like hold it and smell it and feel it and listen to it. I think you guys are really building a neat music catalog from the music itself to the packaging.
Thank you. Yeah, and we just did get, I think we were talking about it earlier, but last week or 2 weeks ago, our vinyls came in. It's the first time we've ever put music out on a vinyl record, and we're stoked about it.
Yeah, we love to hold music too, like you're talking about. There's something
Mhm.
different about feeling it,
Mhm.
and being committed to it, you know? Like streaming can be such a way that we add it and then maybe we forget to listen to it. But if you buy a CD, like Caleb just bought me a CD. It's an Enya CD. And we grew up loving Enya. So
Yeah.
I'm going to treasure that CD. I'm going to remember Caleb bought it for me. And it's just different to have a physical representation. So yeah, we would love for you to grab one.
Takes more intention than clicking shuffle too. When you actually put it on, it requires some intention.
Well, that's why today in our listening party, I'm going to play every song from the album Dust to Dust in succession, except for one. The second track on the album is The Sun, and we're going to actually feature that in its full entirety at the very end of the show. So we're going to take it out of rotation a little bit, mix up the rotation. But it's really a great album, and we're going to listen to those one by one.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So thinking about those albums and their succession and Wilder Than, it feels it's so fresh, really. I mean, it really was last year, right, that you released and then toured behind the EP. When do you know, is there a time that you guys look at each other and say, it's time to put this one on the shelf, or this one was a marker, but a new chapter begins?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very interesting question. This is a bit of a unique circumstance because, as I mentioned, even as we were recording Wilder Than, or as we were planning for Wilder Than, we were also planning for the sequel.
And beyond that.
Well, yeah. So that's emotionally, when would you say you moved on from Wilder Than into Dust to Dust?
Emotionally? I think pretty immediately.
Yeah.
Like when Wilder Than tour ended, I was really sad, but also very excited to get back to the releasing process. And we had already recorded Dust to Dust by the time we set foot on Wilder Than tour.
That's true.
And released Wilder Than. So we're kind of always working ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
And we let go constantly, and we're kind of picking up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were on the label for so long, and so much was withheld from us, and our fans had to wait with us.
Yeah.
And so it feels really good to come out with this second album, less than a year after the first one, and hopefully can keep that momentum going moving forward. But yeah, I mean, you live with these songs for so long before they're actually released to the public. And so for me, I'm like, I'm already on to the next one eventually.
But it's got to be so exciting knowing that you have new stuff to share.
It's a relief to finally have, Dust to Dust, like out to the world.
And so who wants to sum up what Dust to Dust means to you guys? It might mean individual things to each of you, but sum up the album for me, the title.
Love.
Dust to Dust to me, it's a freedom. Like there's freedom in the fragility of life. And there's just beautiful moments that are so vivid, and then they're gone. And then there's another beautiful moment, and then it's now a memory. I think it's the fading and the cycle of life that we all experience as we make friends and lose them, and as we say goodbye to family members, and maybe go to their burial, seeing them go into the ground. There's something very, very, what's the word?
Well, you were talking about perspective.
Yeah.
And how that, adds so much, like you're saying, vitality to life.
Yeah.
To maintain that perspective, that grounding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that doesn't scare you, going to dust, eventually returning to dust?
Well, there are days, I'm like, man, I would love to turn this problem to dust, Boppity boppity bam, it's gone. I don't have to deal with that anymore.
Why
And
did
then
you look at Josh when you said that?
um
Well, you're also talking about
yeah.
dust to dust as being the framework of life, and what happens in the middle becomes so much more important when we remember that.
Yeah, exactly.
And so this album is sort of the middle, and we've talked
Interesting.
about, we can get into it now or maybe later, but we've talked about the cycle of life, and our album in particular kind of starts in the inward
Mhm.
and moves into more of an outward, expansive perspective that we think is maybe indicative of what life is like for a lot of people.
Yeah, we grew up in the church, and so like dust to dust is very much a term that's kind of brought up at funerals and when grieving, and it kind of brings some comfort. And there's a John Irving quote that I've really loved and held on to, that grief brings immediate intimacy, and it brings intimacy to all of the parts of your life, and it makes you realize how special the present moment is when you've dealt with loss. And so I think there's a lot of birth and death and rebirth in this album, as you listen down, and all the emotions in between as well.
What a beautiful way to set the album up before we start to listen to it right now. Thank you, guys. That was great. I've always loved that idea that, when you look at a tree or the river or the, stones, or, smell the earth, flower, that we all do go back to that, right? And we all come from that. That's where there's a part of all of us in the nature and the world around us. I've always thought that's a really nice thought. So last year when you performed, you came to Santa Barbara, and I was so thankful because up until that time, you had pretty much spent your time in the Midwest and the East Coast. So I was so excited when you performed in Santa Barbara, and that was just an incredible show. If you're listening and you're a Girl Named Tom fan, you have to see these guys live. There's nothing like it. I mean, really, I've seen a lot of concerts, and that really had such high energy. You guys were just amazing, incredible show. But Caleb, at the show, about halfway through or so, you mentioned that you didn't know that many people in Santa Barbara, but one of those people that you knew was me, and you kindly gave me a little shout out, and I never got to thank you for that, but I want to thank you for that now. Do you remember, though, how you described our conversations, our interviews to the audience that night?
Ooh, that is interesting. I remember saying that our conversations, something to the fact that our conversations always surprise me in the way we don't know each other really, and yet it feels like we do. And
you described our conversations as therapy sessions.
Oh,
that
back I
was
remember
what I
that.
thought, yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, I must be getting too deep. I felt. But I wanted to tell you that your lyrics make me feel. Your performance made me feel. And then, of course, I got a bunch of questions to follow up with after that, after you make me feel. But I have to say, you only have yourself to blame because you're so smart and deep. Caleb, you inspire those sessions.
Well, we feel like we're therapized by you, and I guess when you came to our show, maybe you felt the same from us. So that's a cool relationship.
I did a show after that, and I tried to describe how it made me feel. But it's, sometimes I think we've even talked about this before in the past, where the music just gets in your chest and in your soul and your heart, and yet it almost brings you to tears. You guys did that to me a few times during that show, where I was that engaged that it was a mind altering experience. Like that's the presence that you have in your music and your performance. The new album, Dust to Dust, feels to me, here we go again, getting deep, but one of your most personal and reflective albums yet, exploring, as we talked about, mortality and permanence, and even deeper themes of your own personal growth and your identity and what it means to let go. Josh, do you think that's fair? What does Dust to Dust say to a listener? I mean,
Yeah.
above and beyond what we've described as the overall theme.
Yeah. We hope that it meets you where you're at and brings some hope, makes you feel like you're not alone. My favorite music is it comes at times when I'm having this thought, but I can't put words to it. And so I hope our music puts some words to some feelings that our listeners have. And like Caleb said, it starts with the anxious world that we live in and how each of us are living such independent lives in our own minds. And it feels like everybody should know how I'm feeling, but really I'm the only one that knows how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes you through this journey of anger in the sun, of love and seeking wisdom, of existential thoughts with dust in the wind, empathy in your shoes, saying like walking alongside, and then at the end it offers this kind of a response to existentialism that says like it's good to believe in each other, it's good to be in community, it's good to love, and kind of thinking outside of yourself, that is what can alleviate some of the anxiety that we mention at the beginning of the album. And when you can focus on things that are outside of yourself, there's a deep peace in that.
Mm-hmm. And does it start first with a need to understand something about yourself, that need to be heard, but then it turns into something larger that others now relate to, or does it? Yeah. Do you write in coming from the space of I want to reach people, or do you write from the space of this is what I'm going through right now first?
More that it's more this is what I'm going through, and I think as a songwriter, there is a confidence that comes with practicing vulnerability and trusting that others are feeling the same way that you are. Because for the longest time, these two know, I would be like, nobody understands me. Nobody fully understands my mind. And the more that I've written, I think, and created, the more I feel like I am part of society and am part of a community, and I am more human than I like to give myself credit for. I was like, oh, I'm just so different, Jeremiah. I'm so different. Nobody understands me. But it's like, yeah, there's some confidence in that vulnerability and sharing like how I feel and being like, you know what? This is going to reach somebody else, and somebody else is going to relate to that.
Well, don't be too hard on yourself. I think the brooding rock star is part of the game, right? It comes with the business, the territory. Nobody gets me. I'm dark and mysterious.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to make light of what you just said. That was so really, really good, right? And do you guys understand each other better as brothers and sisters through the writing, through the songs? Have you come to understand? You're so close. You're working together all the time, but have you come to a deeper understanding, do you think, through recording this album?
Yeah.
It goes in waves. It goes in waves of like feeling like we really know each other and feeling like we're on our own islands, and like the business and it just all the life things, and we have our own separate lives, that sometimes get us more isolated. But then there's definitely long periods of time, like when we're recording an album,
Yeah.
where we're all experiencing the same things. We're all just so locked in.
And yeah, the cool thing about songs, and I think these songs, some of them are a little vague and you're not sure what the chorus really means. It can mean different things to each one of us.
Mhm.
And we
Mhm.
love thinking about that for the listeners too, that the interpretations are infinite.
Mhm.
And that's just a neat thing.
Yeah, it is. Isn't it how depending on who you are and what you're going through at the time, a song can do that. It's like nothing else.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Really great. Well, let's listen to the first track on the album, Impossible Heights, and we'll talk about it on the other side. You know what? I listened to this song over and over today, and man, I'm always so blown away by your harmonies, guys, together. Becca, you sound like an angel as always, and Caleb, I really like hearing you. I think I've got your voice pinned. Your second verse.
You're right. You're right.
You nailed
You really got an amazing voice, and I don't know if I'd heard it
Mm.
so prominently before, and I was really, really impressed. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks. It's nice to sing lead when I've got these two stacked above me in harmony. It's a comforting feeling. It's great. Thanks for the compliment. I'll take it.
Well
This
deserved.
song, this song I would like to add was we wrote it with
John.
the lead singer of The Head and the Heart.
Oh
I don't know
wow!
if you're familiar with that
I
band.
love that band.
You
Yeah,
love
I
that
love-
band. And
yeah.
so if you hear a little Head and the Heart in there, that's why.
How cool! What a great experience.
Yeah.
When you're singing about, I hesitate to do this because of what we just talked about, where everybody hears the song differently. So I hesitate to pin you down on lyrics, but I love that line, God, I'm tired of anxiety, scared of mountains that I can't unsee. Do you feel like explaining that at all, or?
Could you explain it?
I think we all have our own anxieties and some shared anxieties. When I sing that line, I think about the rat race and the clambering to the top of the ladder. That is the music industry, and we've lived in Nashville for 4 years now. And while I would like to say that everyone's very friendly and cordial and everything, like we have seen some of like, oh, this is industry standard, and like a clamoring to the top, and that's just a little uncomfortable. So those are the mountains that I can't unsee.
Okay.
And for
That
me,
was the line that I was curious about, was what you
those are the difficulties, those are the challenges. Oh, you want to be a musician? Would you like a career as a singer? You're gonna have to do this
Mhm.
or be this type of ambitious. And so sometimes those scare me. And when I started, being a singer at 19 years old, those were unseen mountains.
Yeah, right.
I was just on the road with the window down, trying to follow a GPS to the next state.
to the
And
next
You
city.
wish you could unsee those
I
mountains.
do wish I could unsee them because I think I'm more scared now than I was at 19. And I think I'm also wiser now than I was at 19. But
Is it because more is writing on it now? You guys have, do we follow these industry standards or do we blaze our own trail like we always? I think you've always blazed your own trail. It feels like I'm pretty much following you from the beginning days, and I see you making a left when the music industry would have wanted you to make a right, and I see you succeeding from that. But is it more scary because as that uncharted territory, blazing your own trail, grows and your popularity grows and all the people that are counting on you, is that the pressure that
that's a big part of it. Yeah. It feels like there's a lot of decisions every single day, and that we just need to follow our own arrow, follow our integrity. And I think we're
I feel
really
like we're
good at that.
following our integrity more than ever, and like carving our own path more than ever right now.
Yeah.
Which feels good to just be listening to ourselves.
I agree with that as a fan, from where I sit. I agree with that. And I keep following your heart. Becca, is there a heart in every song? Does every song have have a heartbeat. And in this song that we just listened to, um, what is the heartbeat for Impossible Heights for you?
I love the heartbeat that this song ends on. It's Everything Will Be All Right. And I think as the first track on the Dust to Dust album, to end it with Everything Will Be All Right is just so soothing. It's comforting. It's how I want to end every day that I live. And yeah, I would say the heartbeat is to like, you're going to be okay, self. You're going to be okay.
The pep talk.
Yeah.
The pep talk. And are you getting better at that, Becca, do you think? Do you think you're getting better at listening to yourself?
Yeah, I am. I'm creating better routines for myself, taking better care of myself, recognizing when too much is too much. Yeah.
And saying no to people and
We're working on that assertiveness.
retreating a little bit. I want to listen to more of the music again. Like I said, the second song, if you're listening to the album along with us, I don't know how you'd be doing that, but there's probably a way you can listen to the album. Listen to the interview. The second song is The Sun. And like I mentioned, we're going to play that at the very end in its entirety. So we're going to skip to Angel in the Night. Let's listen to that. I love this song. All right, we just listened to Angel in the Night, Girl Named Tom off the new album Dust to Dust. This one's a fun one. It sounds like you guys are having a lot of fun with this song. And yeah.
So fun, in fact, that at the end of the song, we got our mom in the studio to sing with us. So
really?
Oh, my angel. She's singing in there with us.
Singing along.
That was a blast.
Oh, that's so cool. I got to listen to that again.
Yeah.
Oh, you won't really hear.
No?
Sorry. You won't really see.
Has your mom sang before? Or is she musically inclined like you guys are, or talented?
Choirs. She sang in choirs a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an excellent musician, and she's got a razor sharp ear. So when we were practicing our piano and she was somewhere else in the house, if we played a wrong note, she would sing the correct one. So we found it.
When you were kids?
Yeah, when we were kids. Yeah.
Do you guys have a lot of fun playing this song live? Have you played it live yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much fun sometimes. We like to take off with it, and we get faster and faster and faster. Sometimes we're like, okay, let's take a deep breath and before we do this one.
Josh is standing on the keyboard and stuff. It's crazy.
Well, I know one of the things that you did at the show here, and you kind of talked about it, how the acoustics were at the Libero Theater, was you did the kind of the acapella. The band faded away, and it was just your voices, really filling up the room from the stage to the very last seat in the back. And you accomplished it. You did a great job at. Do you go off track at all ever, or are you pretty rehearsed on your stage sets where? Will you allow yourself to jam, to get faster and faster and go into something new and different? Or do you try to stay together, to what the song requires?
We do subtle changes within songs night to night, but for the most part, if it's going to be anything major, we'll talk about it beforehand.
Yeah, you don't just surprise.
Three voices. Yeah, when you have three voices, you kind of have to choreograph a little bit. However, I will say that in our trio show, it is very much different in terms of like the pushes and the pulls than when we have an actual rhythm section, because we feel the rhythm together so well. And then when we have a real rhythm section saying like, okay, here's where it is, here's where it is, here's where it is. Sometimes we're like, what?
You guys have been touring for many years now. How many years have you been on the road? Since 2019 or longer?
Yeah.
2019. When you wrote these songs for Dust to Dust for the new album, did you consider playing them live, because you now have this road experience, this tour experience, and you know each other on stage, you know what your strengths and weaknesses and how to play to them? And did you think about did that inspire how the album was recorded in any way, like future live shows?
Absolutely, yeah. Even a song with like Angel in the Night is a perfect example of this, because right when we first came up with the chorus vibes, we all were thinking in our heads like snare on the 2s and 4s, like comes to me on wings. And we're like, okay, there's not going to be any band, and it's just going to be like us clapping. Like right before the song was even complete, we were already thinking about and dreaming about the performance.
The
which
performance.
Is really, and then part of the reason why the song ended up the way it is, because I wanted to take the verses into like a sad, darker, like
right.
direction, whereas more minor chords and talking about how hard my life is. But Becca was like, but when we're performing this song, we just want a happy song. Like, let's give our audience a happy
Let the
time.
people be happy for a whole song.
For just one. So that's why we wrote 2 versions of this song, 2 complete versions. And
That sounds like Becca.
We ended up going with the happy version for this one. And we're always thinking about performing, and that's the point. Yep.
I love that. That's great. So we're going to listen to here, In Your Shoes.
All right.
All right, that was In Your Shoes off of Dust to Dust. Becca, is the flute playing new?
You know, I get that question a lot because I
don't remember it. But
pretty new at it.
you're new at it?
I actually did play in elementary school, 5th grade. You know, I picked up the flute, and then I think I quit in 7th grade.
Yeah.
I couldn't do the B flat scale every single day. I was so bored of the B flat scale, and everybody's honking on their little instruments. I couldn't do it. So
By saying you couldn't do the B flat scale, you could do the B flat scale too well.
I had hit my limit.
Yes, you were.
But and then when we started our band in 2019, that's when I was like, ooh, flute could be really fun to pick up again. And so I love to tinker around. I am not Lizzo. I mean, I thought
you're really good. I love that solo.
Thank you.
Yes.
She's a solo player.
I have the only instrument I've ever tried to play was the flute, and because I was given it. You know how in school they hand out the instruments, and I was like last or something, and here's the flute. So, and then at the end of the year, you have the big, you get on stage, right? All the kids, and they play, and the parents come and sit down and watch them. I was given the song "Mary Had a Little Lamb," and I could not figure out any of it. But if I did it in my head, you know, Mary had a little lamb. If I hummed it, I thought I was playing it. Seriously, I thought I could play the song. And so the big night comes and the big show, and I get up on stage, and it's just me doing Mary Had a Little Lamb. And I hummed it into the flute. And everybody laughed at me.
That's awesome.
I was ashamed, and I've never picked up a flute since.
That was creative brilliance, Jeremy.
Yeah, we might need to get you on the humming flute for the next
humming flute. See? I'd be a big humming flute star.
Yes.
And maybe you guys would invite me up, and I could play a solo with you.
Everybody's got their theme. It's new.
All right, question for the brothers. Can you guys always count on Becca? Is she always walking there beside you?
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. Just this last weekend, I had a crazy couple of weeks, and I didn't even sing happy birthday to my wife on her birthday, which is a really bad move. And Becca had, part of it was that Becca had planned this glorious brunch for her. And that meant a lot to me. So thanks for doing that. So she's an incredible walker beside her.
Yeah, she really
walkers. I'm one of the walkers.
I feel like you've been complimenting me a lot the last week too. Which
what did I say? I called you a great big beefcake.
You said, well, yeah, you said that, but you said I could do anything I wanted to do.
Oh,
very encouraging.
Yeah, it was just like, wow, that was really sweet. I didn't know how to take that. It was a little too sweet.
And I think his follow-up question was, what do you think my worst quality is?
That's right.
See how you go? Our minds just take. You got a good compliment, and you had to go to the worst. What's the worst? What's the worst thing?
Yeah,
that was
hilarious.
funny.
but yeah, you're loyal to the.
Well,
Oh, I had some pretty good examples.
very nice. I love that you guys love each other. It's so nice. I had a feeling Becca was a good friend. So we're going to listen to one of my favorite songs on the album, and I thought you might ask me why, and I don't know why, but does it matter? Like when you find a song that you just love on your favorite album, why do you love it? I don't know. Changing Game, yeah, I just it's one of my favorites. And before we listen to it, Josh, can you tell a story that connects you to the song?
Well, here's a fun story. It's, we're very serious people. We're a very serious trio. And when we wrote this song together, Caleb wrote most of it about his relationship. Well, there were multiple relationships that influenced the writing of the song.
That's
a good point.
But it was all serious. And then we performed it live for the first time. And after our lyrics, the opening is backseat driver, no apologizing, everybody cracked up. Everybody was laughing. And then the next lyrics, help me.
Always wiser.
Can't keep
you off my
yeah.
mind.
So and then people laughed even harder.
Why?
Yesterday I couldn't stand to look at you. This morning all I know is I would die for you.
And then they were like, oh.
Yeah, that was like the first. But people laughed, and it was pretty consistent throughout like our times performing it.
Do you think they were laughing because it's such a relatable thing about love?
Yes.
They're like, I've been in that situation. That's you to the person next to them.
Yes. Yeah. But it's just one of those things where it's like you're never sure how people are going to respond when you play a song live, and yeah, it's a fun one.
I like it, and you know what it feels like, what you've accomplished with the lyrics and the music that goes along with it, but the song feels like what love means, what love is. In that 3 minutes or so of the song, you've captured, from backseat driver to, you're the love of my life. You swing wildly when you're in love, from emotion to emotion, and not one of them is right, not one of them is wrong. But if you come back to that, what draws you to that person you love, I think you captured love perfectly. It's a beautiful love song. I don't know if it's intended to be that way.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah,
certainly.
absolutely.
And yeah, that's the middle stanza where you're my rock, my sinking sand is like a cool idea to like wrap around.
Yeah, I think there's nothing more romantic than telling your love, don't ever stay the same.
Yeah.
Flourish, grow, blossom. Do what you gotta do. I'm going to love you through it.
Yeah. That's what loving is. It's that freedom. It's that signing up for change. And that's what
welcoming that, wanting that.
Yeah.
We're going to go straight into Dust in the Wind. All right. Beautiful job on that one. That was Dust in the Wind by a girl named Tom. If you're just joining us, this is the Dust to Dust album listening party. Pre-album release, which is coming up here on April 2nd. The show is being released here. It's Tuesday today, but the show will be released on Friday. So everybody out there listening right now can listen to what we're listening to and go get it. So we'll wait. Go ahead. Go give Girl Named Tom your credit card number. Get the album. We'll be right here when you get back. We'll be here when you get back. Yeah, I love this. We're listening to the entire album pretty much in succession from track to track. We're all hanging out in Caleb's living room. His wife, I guess, is allowing us to hang out and blast the music. Congratulations, I wanted to say, if I could. May I?
Please.
You welcomed a fourth member to Girl Named Tom last November. Congratulations, Caleb.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
What's your son's name?
Desmond.
Desmond
Christopher. The middle name is after our dad.
Mm.
Yeah. He's a sweet little boy. He'll love to meet you someday.
I'd love to meet him. Is he showing any signs of musical talent early? Does he got good pie? I bet he had good pie.
I gave him a shaker this week. I gave him a shaker, and he loves to listen to me play the shaker. He watches me so carefully. He makes me think I'm a shaker star. But he just started figuring out a little bit. So that we're starting somewhere.
He definitely listens well and he loves when we sing together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he fell asleep on me one time because we were singing, but every time we would stop singing, he would start fussing. I kid you not. He would, yeah. And then I was like, guys, we need to start singing again. He's gonna start singing.
Never stop. We could just sing and sing and sing. How has it changed the dynamic between the three of you? You guys have been alone together and all that you have for each other for so long. How is that? Is it changed? It sounds like it's really been a neat thing that's happened for all of you.
Oh, yes.
Super easy, no hiccups. It's gone perfectly, Jeremiah. Yeah.
Love is an ever-changing game.
Love
and
is
it's
never-
changed everything.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing.
For the best way.
Do we want to let the listener in on the joke, or?
I mean, it has been a hard 3 months. You know, he's only 4 months old now, and we basically had to hit pause on everything Girl Named Tom, except Josh and Becca have continued going. So they've been pulling a lot of weight recently, and I appreciate that.
You had to cancel your famous yearly Christmas tour. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. We just played Dust in the Wind, which I went and looked it up. It was originally recorded by Kansas, right, in 1977 at Woodland Studios in Nashville, where you are right now.
Oh, that's right by 5 points.
That's
really
literally
crazy.
right where we live. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh, wow. We just did a music video
Never knew
for
that.
Angel and Night. And
How did I know that? Google.
No, I never. I'll say I never do that.
You never knew that. That's right by you. That's really incredible. I was going to ask you. I mean, you know, where you recorded this album, Dust to Dust. I was wondering if there was any coincidence where you recorded there, maybe.
We recorded at Southeastern Studios, which is the home studio of Mark Needham, who was the producer who also did Wilder Than, our EP we released last July. And so this was a little different because we were able to spend weeks in the studio at his house. He has a lot of awesome equipment that's real from the 60s and the 70s. And
George Harrison's board.
Yeah, he's got all these cool toys there. And we were able to take our band that you saw us with in Santa Barbara in the studio. And actually, no, our drummer was different.
But
yeah, we got to take the players that we were traveling with for a long time into the studio. And that's the first time we've done that. And it was really fun. It felt like a playground.
And how long did it take to record the album?
Maybe 3 weeks.
I mean,
and then plus
initially, and then we tinkered with it for months. But yeah.
We recorded it during Earth Month, April 2025.
April 25 last year, before you went on tour. And Caleb, did any of the songs on Dust to Dust take on any new meaning after becoming a parent? A dad?
Changing game, a big one. As Josh had multiple relationships went into writing that song, but it became a kind of a love song, like a romantic marriage song. But then after having Desmond, it just works really well for father-son.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Becca, what was your favorite day recording the album?
Oh my goodness. Well, we had two birthdays while we were recording. Our drummer Raven, she had her birthday April the 14th, and then Josh had his birthday April the 17th. And so we were in the studio there, and oh, we just had
She loves
lunch.
parties.
I loved having lunch out in the patio, and um, let's see, recording the vocals was always my favorite part when we would all go in that back little room and it got kind of stuffy in there. The mics were hot and we'd all sing at the same time and into our own microphones. But everything you hear is from the same moment of us singing at the same time. And I think that has a special magic to it. I don't know if there's like a favorite song. Maybe
what about
The
your
Sun.
riff on the sun?
I think that was
the
pretty
end,
fun.
you just lost yourself. You just went to heaven. You were just like not present anymore.
I did kind of wonder how I made that noise.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah, the vocals.
I can't wait to listen to it coming up here.
Yeah.
The sun. I saw an Instagram post that you made, Becca. You had like tears in your eyes because the song was recorded as you guys had imagined and dreamed it to be. It came out. It was what you wanted, and you were overwhelmed. Do you remember that?
Yes, that was Impossible Heights.
Okay.
And that
what were
was
you feeling?
one of the hardest songs because we had this middle section that we had no idea what to do with. And probably an hour before recording the video with tears of joy in my eyes, I was really frustrated. And I was like, I don't think we're ever going to crack this. We've been spending too long on it. But I think that struggle made the ending result even more worth it and beautiful. Yeah, it's such a passionate thing to record music, and everyone's throwing a lot of paint at the wall and sharing ideas, and
then it comes together.
together. It does. It's really beautiful.
So there's a major 2026 tour running April through August in support of the album. Tour's visual and an emotional arc, the storytelling that you guys are known for, is it all built around this album's theme, Dust to Dust?
Yeah, and when people think Dust to Dust, as we kind of mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's often a dark, morbid topic. But if you listen to our album, it's not that at all. It kind of flips it on its head and turns it into a hopeful idea, hopeful philosophy that we come from dust and go towards dust. And so there's a lot of hope to be had. There's a lot of laughs. There's a lot of good vibes at our tour. And even though Dust to Dust might sound scary to you, you don't want to come.
For sure. I want to be there, but you're down in Santa Barbara again. So
next time.
I'll just have to travel to the East Coast. I don't mind. There are rumors that we should expect possible surprise live collaborations during this tour. Can you confirm or deny?
If you come to the right show, you might get some.
Yeah.
Depends.
That's all you're going to give me, huh?
Wow.
Well, all of those reasons that we just mentioned, those are enough. Get your tickets. Go get your tickets. I will give out all the information at the end, and it will also be in the podcast copy. So you can just click and go, and then go.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb, do you want to set up the next song on the album, Roses?
Roses is my personal favorite on the album. Everything about recording that song, writing that song, performing that song is really special. And yeah, I hope people give it a full listen. It's quite a journey of a piece. It's not your typical pop song. It's longer than most, but it is worth it from top to bottom. So thanks for listening.
All right. We just listened to Roses. Yeah, it is a little bit longer, but you know what? I noticed that, and I like that. It's like when you find that album and then there's that one track that's like the group or the musicians have built this song that's a story, and you kind of got to get engaged, and you've got to just let it unravel and not be ready for it to end at a certain moment, like all pop songs, but just to soak it in and let it let it be what it is. I really like it. And I really want to compliment you again on your voice. I really enjoyed it on the song. Would I be, and speaking of that, would I be incorrect if I said, or would I be correct? Let's put it a different way, in saying that each of you stands alone and you're featured more on particular songs on this album, maybe more than past albums. I feel like you each took a song or two and we really got to hear you more as a featured artist. Would that be true? Do you think? Did you consciously, as a, you sing so well together, but then you pull, it feels like you pulled each other out a little bit more in some of the songs.
I think it's a better representation of like our live show and what we've always done. Like on the voice, I think Kelly really encouraged us to each let our own voices shine, and we kind of took that into our songwriting. Becca obviously has just an unbelievable range, but yeah, there's and tone and all the things, but there is something really special about having three voices and three unique textures, and it just breathes new life naturally into a song when I take a verse, and then when Caleb takes a verse, and then when Becca brings it home, kind of thing. And so we've been leaning into that more, I would say, but like I feel like
also never force it.
Yeah,
like, we also never force it. And I think I remember a moment in the collecting of this music for Dust to Dust where we were choosing for the music. Like we just want to serve the songs, the music. And we decided these are the songs. This is the music we want to be on this record. And I think after we kind of looked at it and we're like, wait, we each have two lead songs at the beginning. And then there's Dust in the Wind, which is a cover. I think there was a moment like that. And that was kind of a cool symmetry that just happened to be that way. But we can't force it either because the song is the song. And if Becca sounds the best on it, like, you got to let her rip.
Well, it felt like everybody, the choices you made, that song must have spoke. If I'm believing what you are saying or taking what you're saying to heart, that each song almost, it was obvious who needed to sing and be featured on certain parts of the songs. Really, again, great work on that. We're almost finished with the album, but I wanted to remind listeners, I think this is our fourth or maybe fifth interview with Girl Named Tom over the years. We got introduced back when you won The Voice in 2021. And that interview is not live anywhere. I'm going to put it back up because it's so cool to hear you guys after just coming off the win. And so I will be posting that for everybody if you want to check out that very first ever interview with Girl Named Tom. And I don't know at that point how many interviews you've done or shows you've done, but you came off The Voice and as champs, and it was just very cool to be in that moment with you. Did I see somewhere that you will be back on The Voice this season in some capacity? Can you tell us any?
Yeah, they're doing something cool for their knockouts round where going into live shows, each coach got to choose some of their past winners to invite back on the show. So Kelly Clarkson's a coach this season, and she invited Girl Named Tom back as one of her two artists that she chose. We feel so honored that she chose us to battle for her in the Battle of the Champions. And what's going to happen is we go up against another champion or another past contestant from another season. Yeah. So that's what's going to happen. And that airs on Monday.
This coming Monday, right?
Yes.
So that is Monday. That's going to be Monday, April. I'm looking at a calendar right now. Would you know the date?
April 6th.
April 6th, Monday, 9/8 Central, I believe.
Something like that. Yeah.
I give out that. I just did an interview with Jeremy Keith from this season, and I give out that so often. I should know that by heart by now, but I think it's every Mondays, 9/8 Central. NBC's The Voice, season 29. I can't wait to see you guys back on the show. All right. So is that why Kelly reached out? Because I was like, I'm nosy. I wanted to know what Kelly wants.
Yeah.
We're trying to get on our show too. And we almost had something lined up, but we're gonna have to reschedule. So hopefully, because this is our last season of Kelly Clarkson's show,
Yeah.
so time's kind of running out, and hopefully we can get on there, but we'll see.
All right, we're almost done. I know I've been hanging out in your living room for too long, probably, but I did want to mention this because it's genius, and I wanted to point out to any musicians or music artists or artists that are coming up in the business and and they're just not sure what road to travel. I think you guys have laid out a really great roadmap for others to follow behind you. You've always been at the forefront of building an organic fan base, but it feels like in this album, to me, you are bringing your fans into the process, your process, more than ever. Why was that important to you for this release, if that's true?
I think we would not be able, well, it's obvious that we would not be able to do this without our fan support. And so by having their voices be a part of the process in some small way, like I said earlier, I feel like we need to write songs from I'll just speak for myself. For me personally, like I need to explore my weaknesses, my vulnerabilities, and trust that it's going to connect with others. But then also let our fans in on part of the process in releasing it and in helping inform our direction, right? Because we could not do this without you all.
You really engage with your fans and have built, you're constantly building. It's hard work. I know it is. And you're masters at it. You're really doing something special and a real connection. Like it's a real connection with you and it feels authentic. So,
thank you.
Yeah,
and if people do want to be part of this foundation of support that we have, like you're saying, we're blessed to have, they can go onto our website, girlnamedtom.com, and we have a GNT Insiders program where it's a monthly subscription you can pay as you want. And you'll get a lot of behind the scenes material there. It's pretty fun.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was going to mention that as well. That's really
great. That's where you were going. Yeah.
No, that's I'm glad you did that. Thank you. So we're at the end of the show, but it's not over yet. We're going to do something fun together real quick here. You guys are such good sports. Speaking of, and that was my setup for the social media. You're game for anything. You're ready to have some fun.
It looks like he's scared.
I was gifted, so I'll set this up a little bit. I was gifted a Grammy swag bag. And they're just full of really cool things, as you can imagine. One of the little things in there that I like was this, they sent some games, music-based, right? I'm going to hold this up for camera. Hopefully you can see it if you're on YouTube. It's Song Survivor. And so have you played that game, by the way?
Never.
No.
Sounds fun.
I haven't heard of this game.
I'm ready to.
All right, so I'll explain it just in one sentence. So Song Survivor, it's a party game, card game for music lovers, like all of us. It challenges the players to sing, quote, or mimic songs from various genres based on the prompt that I give you when I read the card to you. And then the group will vote to eliminate the player with the least impressive performance until only one person remains. Now, so there are three here. So I think there's just 2 rounds, right? There's the three of you. Becca said, what did you say, Becca? Can everybody win?
I don't really want to play by the rules. Maybe can you just like hold one up and then we do it or something? Or but like we don't
I have
anybody.
Okay, so we'll just do a couple of them just for fun. No winner.
She's scared. She's just scared.
I was gonna ladies first. I was gonna have Becca go first if she wouldn't mind. Are you ready to play, Becca?
Ready. All
right. Your prompt is the word wind.
All we are is dust in the wind. I'm imitating Girl Named Tom on their new record, Dust in the Wind. Dust in the Wind.
Boom,
All
too
we
easy.
are is dust in the wind.
Oh my God! I'm gonna get something like
Win?
Chernobyl.
That is in here. I could pull that for you. That was good, Becca. I'll do a clap. Guys, what did you think? And you, judges?
In my soul. You could do catch
I
me.
gave you a
Where my friend is blowing in the wind.
Okay, all right.
So many you could have
More
chosen from.
options. That was top of mind.
No, I chose that one for you, Becca, because of the album and all that. So
It was a layup.
yeah, it was a layup for you. And thanks for being brave and going first. All right, Josh, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right, your choice for a song has to include this word in some way, or performance or song title. The word is alive.
Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive.
Oh, I love it.
All right.
You know, when I read that, I thought of that was the first album I ever bought. Was
Wow.
Staying Alive, PGs. It was like the little ones, you know, one of the 45s or whatever they are. That was awesome. Thanks for singing that one.
You're so
All
good
right.
at this. I'm going to suck at this game.
No,
Well, I love how you guys are jumping in and like backing each other up. That's cool. All right. So, Caleb, can you guess what I chose for you? The word
Chipmunk.
emotions.
Ooh. Emotions. What? Emotions.
That's a good one.
That is hard to come up with, isn't it?
Oh, there's something I have. No, it's a really niche song.
You have to use the word.
Yeah, or in the title, or I don't know, performance. But I don't know how. I guess you could get emotional in a performance.
Emotion. Help me, Becca. Help me out.
Emotions taking me over.
I don't know that song. What's that
Samantha
song?
sang.
Nice.
Bee Gees wrote it.
Yeah. That was what I was thinking of.
Just emotions taking me over.
More Bee Gees. What?
You want me to choose
for
another-
emotions?
Yeah, we're gonna give you a word, Jeremiah.
No. You don't want me to hear me sing. You want me to choose a new word?
I mean, you can, but
Secondary?
I'm gonna.
Baby. How about baby?
Oh, yeah.
Baby, 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 oh, that baby, baby. I don't actually know the rest of it.
That's it.
That was good. That was good.
She'd always be mine. When I was 13,
Yeah, they know
I
that's
had
not-
my first love.
I love it. You guys are great. One final for all of you. What's the song that has the worst lyrics ever?
Ooh.
Baby, baby.
No.
Yeah.
The song that has the worst lyrics ever.
Wow. About to put someone on blast right now.
Friday.
Gotta get down on
Yeah,
Friday.
that's bad.
Pretty bad. Historically bad.
That's good. You guys, thank you so much for doing that. So we're not going to. I think you're all winners. We'll just. That was just a fun experience. We won't vote anybody out on this one.
That was
So
fun.
now we're going to play the featured song for everyone to sort of finalize the album. I'm also going to play outro after, which is the final song after the sun. But you guys want to set it up again or tell your listeners anything about it?
Imagine it's a hot, steamy day in the desert.
Yeah.
And there's some, I guess it wouldn't be steamy, would it?
It's
In
dusty.
the desert. Okay, it's dusty. Yeah. And you're walking, and it's a cloud of dust. You're walking out of a cloud of dust, and you're seeing the sun on the horizon that's just baked earth around you.
I see it.
Yeah, that's the zone to get in.
All right. We're going to play it in just a second. But before I go, you guys always, every year, you leave me with, tough times, right? I don't want to get into that right now, but it's a tough world right now. And you always leave me with hope and words of comfort. What's your message this year of hope for your fans and for the listeners?
cycles, things fall apart and then rebuild. And it does feel like things are falling apart right now. And it's very scary, especially as someone who has an infant. But just trusting the cycle will renew, and beautiful will be born again, basically.
Trusting that these 2 steps back are part of the 3 steps forward.
Yeah.
Love that.
And the sun will come out, right?
That's right.
Sure will. We just have to keep talking to each other, listening to each other, paying attention. Yeah.
I love you guys. You guys are a really good hang.
Oh,
man.
Jeremiah, thanks for having us on your show again.
Truly was looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Big time.
Me too. Well, congratulations on the new album.
Thank
And
you.
will you please say hi to your mom for me?
Will
We
do.
will. Yeah.
Girl Named Tom's new album, Dust to Dust, officially releases on Thursday, April 2nd, 2026. There will be major 2026 tours running April through August in support of the album. You can go to girlnamedtom.com for tour dates and become a Girl Named Tom insider at girlnamedtom.com/insiders. The Jeremiah Show airs Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Friday night on Radio Evolve Rocks in Santa Barbara. Tune in, listen more, and evolve. And thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Jeremiah.
you so much.
See you
Bless
next time.
Let me know when you see that next bird.
Rare
Rare bird.
all day.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.